My greetings, my beautiful people. I will do another reaction. Last time I have uploaded a video about the most beautiful stations in Moscow. I have also seen that a lot of people they have liked it, and I was also recommended to do another reaction about 10 beautiful metro stations in Moscow. So it's another video that has been automatic translated in English instead of Russian. So I'm very excited to show you my reaction from Luxembourg to all the watches. Here we go. The title is called Top 10 Most Beautiful Moscow Metro Stations.
The Moscow Metro has long been a renowned brand worldwide. For 86 years, it has served Muscovites reliably, running like clockwork, transporting up to 9 million passengers daily. It also boasts strikingly elegant, and sometimes even extravagant, stations. For these reasons, the capital's metro is right.
For the people who are using the metro station, tell me in the comments which station in Moscow are you using, because we know that they have over 300 stations with over kilometers of metro.
Called an underground palace. We present the top 10 most beautiful Moscow metro stations, according to Muscovites. In 10th place is Kiev Station, on the Circle Line, built in 1954.
So this station that we have seen on my previous video, we haven't seen that on that video. It looks completely different with that unique with that beautiful statue that we are seeing in gold.
In 1954. Kievskaya's design is dedicated to Russian-Ukrainian unity within the Soviet Union. It is one of the most lavishly decorated stations in the Moscow Metro. Its primary colors are white and gold. The passages between the pylons are adorned with rich.
What I was so fascinated about this metro station is the cleanliness. That everything is so clean, so beautiful. The art that they are using is really that the world, I mean like Europe and even USA, they can learn from it. Because if you go to Paris or Brussels, I mean it's almost like a nightmare. The first thing what you will see is everywhere you see cigarettes on the floor, people screaming, you see fights every single day, you see fights in the metro station. And this is so clean. The people there are very sitting on the left and right, very brave with their smartphone. We don't see even a trash bin. And this makes it really, like, in my opinion, very unique. For a lot of you, from people who are sitting and watching from Moscow, for you it's normal. But if you travel to other countries, this is really like literally on the next level.
Stucco moldings featuring floral patterns. These already frame 18 panels located on the pylons themselves. The mosaics are made of small and precious stones and depict scenes illustrating various important milestones in the history and life of Ukraine, including its significant role in the USSR. For example, the discovery of the Dnieper, a scene depicting the friendship between Russian and Ukrainian collective farmers, the liberation of Kiev from the Red Army, the Pereslav Rada, and the Battle of Poltava. Arbatskaya.
I'm also wondering how safe is it in that metro station, because when you go to Paris or Brussels, it belongs to one of the most dangerous metros in Belgium. I mean, metro Brussels Midi is pretty dangerous, so I'm really wondering how would it be in Moscow. Can somebody tell me what is exactly the crime rate in Moscow at the metro station? I would really like to see that.
Station is in 9th place. Arbatsko-Pokrovskaya line, 1953. The interior of one of the longest stations of the Moscow Metro. The underground hall is 220 meters.
I really love the lights that they are using, like every 5 meters that they are using. I mean, I'm really wondering how many days or years they have really worked on that, because it really looks, in my opinion, like people, they are literally walking in a palace, underground palace. This is so unique.
Long. Located near the Kremlin, it is filled with elements typical of 15th century Russian architecture and references the Moscow Baroque style. Arbatskaya's stilted hall resembles a tunnel, decorated with limestone elements and illuminated by numerous...
I can also imagine nowadays in 2025 that everywhere there is like Wi-Fi. I remember like 10 years ago when I went to Brussels Midi, there was no internet, no Wi-Fi. There was, 10 years ago it was a little bit old, but in that day there was no Wi-Fi. So imagine being there in the metro, you don't have any Wi-Fi. The only thing what you can do is listen to your iPod or to music. I'm not even talking about Spotify.
Gilded bronze chandeliers. The lower part of the pylons is finished with red cremine marble, which, incidentally, contains interesting fossils. In 8th place is Prospect Mira station on the Circle Line, built in 1952. The station was originally called Botanical Garden. Nearby was the famous Apothecary Garden, founded by Peter the Great in the early 16th century. The station was later renamed, but gardening remained the central theme of its design. Florists, agronomists, and rural workers are depicted on ceramic medallions in the center of the friezes adorning the upper portions of the marble pylons.
I really like these marble pylons that we are seeing, but from all the metros that we have seen, the metro that I really fell in love is that metro with that curve OLED LCD on the floor. It was so like in the future.
Floral themes predominant among the decorative
it was on my previous video, not on this video. Maybe we will see it.
Elements, wreaths, sheaves of grain, fruits, and leaves. Gilding adds volume and solemnity to these forms. From the trackside, the eye is drawn to the pompous ventilation grills featuring a
something like this beautiful statues, you won't see in Europe. In Europe, you will see only graffiti. You will see only graffiti, dirt, cigarettes. This is what you will see in Europe.
Hammer and sickle against a
I'm not joking, I mean it.
Background of ears of grain. In 7th place is Novoslobodskaya station on the Circle Line, built in 1952.
When I see that, I'm immediately thinking of, this is almost between a church, because the windows that we are seeing is almost very similar that we are seeing in a church. So the creativity and the combination that they are used for this metro is really on next level.
The main and unique accent of the station's decor is the vibrant backlit stained glass windows mounted on the pylons. Interestingly, the architect Dushkin, who designed Novoslobodskaya, originally intended to make them out of uranium-based glass, but his request was denied. Some of the stained glass windows feature medallions depicting people of peaceful profession.
And we see every window is different. It's not like, copy paste. This is what they do in Europe. They use every single window like copy paste because it's to save time. But here you see every window is different. So imagine the time that they have spent for making this beautiful one of the many metros.
Professions: a composer, an artist, a power engineer, an agronomist, and others. The end of the stanций is adorned with a Maltese mosaic panel by Pavel Korin. It depicts a monumental woman holding a child against a backdrop of Soviet symbols, a golden five-pointed star, a hammer and sickle, and a sheaf of wheat, atop which flutters a ribbon bearing the inscription, "Peace in the World." Originally, a medallion with a portrait of Stalin was located at the top of the composition. However, during the Khrushchev era, it was replaced with soaring white doves.
So beautiful. I really like it.
Komsomolskaya station, on the Circle Line, is in 6th place, 1952. This station usually impresses tourists visiting the Moscow metro for the first time more than others. It truly exemplifies the pomp of Stalin-era architecture. And this is no coincidence. The station is located beneath Komsomolskaya Square, popularly nicknamed the Square of Three Stations. People arriving in Moscow first descend into the metro and are immediately.
These beautiful lights that we are seeing with this beautiful statue on the rooftop, these lights are so bright, and it makes it, while is it so bright, that it makes it so unique in this metro that we are seeing right now.
Immediately dazzled by the splendor of the Soviet capital. The main theme of Komsomolskaya's design is the great history of the triumphant people. Images of famous Russian military leaders, as well as Red Army soldiers at the time of the capture of the Reichstag, as well as the motherland, are embodied in 8 enormous panels on the station's ceiling.
I see a trash bin. Maybe that's the post. Maybe I'm mistaken. It's too small to see what it is, but in my opinion, I think that's like a post, a letter box. No, I was wrong. That was somebody's luggage. I'm sorry.
Fifth place goes to Taganskaya station, on the Circle Line, built in 1950. Muscovites have fallen in love with the 32 Maholika panels adorning its pylons. On the concourse side, they are painted in light blue, a color unusual for Moscow architecture. Its combination with white gives the station a fresh, even airy appearance. The panels appear delicate thanks to their rich floral patterns. However, despite its visual simplicity, the station's decor is military-themed. At the center of each panel is a medallion depicting a representative of a particular branch of the Red Army: a tanker, a cavalryman, a pilot, a partisan, a railroad worker, an infantryman, an artilleryman, and a sailor. Each of these images is repeated 4 times. In 4th place is Elektrozavodskaya station, Arbatsko-Pokrovskaya line, 1944. For some reason, Elektrozavodskaya is...
When I see all these lights, I'm immediately thinking of an hospital or a laboratorium. They have used so many lights on the rooftop. Is mind-blowing. For a lot of you that's normal, but for me it's like literally like, wow. These lights, I mean, imagine the brightness of going in that metro.
For some reason, Elektrozavodskaya is less popular with tourists than other Moscow metro stations. Its creators, architects Vladimir Shuko, Vladimir Gelfrecht, and Igor Rozhin, employed a unique technique that serves both a tech...
I'm also wondering if they use just normal lights or LED lights. I think normal lights. Maybe I'm wrong, because with LED lights, it could be 10 times brighter, at the same time 10 times it saves more energy.
Technical and decorative function. They placed 318 light fixtures in the ceiling niches, thus paying homage to the nearby electrical plant, from which the station takes its name. One of the most pressing themes of the wartime period, when the station was being built, was, of course, heroic labor for the good of the motherland, a theme...
There's also everywhere a place to sit. How cool is that? Try to use Brussels metro. you cannot almost sit.
Theme reflected in the interior.
And when you sit somewhere, you have immediately like homeless people sleeping in the metro.
Here you can see 12 bas-reliefs depicting builders, blacksmiths, machine builders, agricultural workers, and many others.
Two lights having problems here, these two. They need to be replaced. Number 3.
Third place goes to Novokuznetskaya station, Zamoskvoretskaya line, 1943. It's striking that metro construction continued in Moscow during the height of the Great Patriotic War. This circumstance,
I like this. We can see on the rooftop at 1943 that they have built that metro station. This is already a little sign that almost 80 years ago, 82 years ago, this is how they worked that metro station. So it will be always like in memory for all the people, especially the people who are 80, 90 years old. They know it because when a person is 90 years old, they were 8 years old, so they can remember the times that they have built that metro.
could not fail to be reflected in Novokuznetskaya's interior. The main focus of the station's design is the space between the pylons, where massive benches with volute armrests and high scroll-shaped backs are installed. Similar panels, this time featuring profiles of great Russian commanders mentioned in Stalin's speech to the Red Army in 1941, are located on the platform side. Along the vault of the central hall on both sides is a frieze depicting Red Army soldiers participating in combat operations. The vault itself is decorated with mosaics based on sketches by Alexander Danica, depicting scenes from life on the home front. In second place is Mayakovskaya station, on the Zamoskvoretskaya line, 1938.
Literally, this looks for me like a 5-star hotel. I mean, this is so beautiful. The rooftop is... That's literally another dimension. What I'm seeing right now, that's...
Its decor is more elegant than opulent, incorporating some avant-garde elements reminiscent of Art Deco. Unique features of the interior include the steel trim of the columns and arches, and 34 ceiling niches framed by lamps, resembling chandeliers from a distance.
Imagine 34 lamps, and then all the... every 3 meters you have that, like copy-paste. Imagine the time they were spent for that.
However, if you stand beneath them and look up, you'll see a small panel based on sketches by the renowned Alexander Danica. The mosaics share a common theme, 24 hours from the Soviet sky. They feature a pole vaulter, an airship, bombers, a Vysotnik fitter, and even power transmission towers. In 1939, Mayakovskaya station won the Grand Prix at the New York World's Fair. Incidentally, Alexei Dushkin also worked on its design.
I'm really fascinated of the beauty of this metros. Number 1.
The first place goes to Ploshchad Revolyutsii station, Arbatsko-Pokrovskaya line, 1938. The station can be considered the most central in Moscow, as it is closest to Red Square.
We can see already how many thousands or 10,000 people have hold with their hand on the dock, because of the humidity from the hand. In many years you can see that a lot of people have hold. The face from the dock.
It takes its name from the Revolution Square, formerly Voskresenskaya, located above it, where fighting took place in 1917. Its uniqueness is due to its famous sculptures, created under the direction of Matvei Minezer. 76 bronze sculptures embody 20 images of
Can somebody tell me the reason? Look, this is immediately what I thought. about the previous statue that people will hold with their hand, and look what we see. We see this lady holding with the hand the face of the dog. So this is exactly what I mean. So imagine like 10,000 millions of hands have hold the face of that dog, and this is exactly what happened. Can somebody tell me the reason why are all these people putting their, and not all, it's only one woman, but I think there's a lot of people holding with their hand that dog. Can somebody tell me the reason why these people are doing that?
Sculptures embody 20 images of representatives of the Soviet people: pioneers, students, an engineer, a poultry farmer, a football player, a sailor,
But not everybody.
a border guard, and others. Interestingly, the architect, Alexei Dushkin, wasn't thrilled with the idea of placing large, three-dimensional forms at the station, insisting on bas-reliefs. However, the sculptures were so beloved by the public that they subsequently became one of the city's landmarks and became steeped in legend. People believe that some of them bring success in various areas of life. For example, a dog is said to bring good luck in business, such as exams. A rooster symbolizes wealth and good fortune. A student's slipper helps one find love.
Wait, they're already in the metro and now they go downstairs. So there's already more floors. Wow. That's literally a metro on the next level. Huh? I mean, Europe can learn something from that. Good job, Russia, good job. You can be proud. Everybody can be very proud of, in my opinion, the most beautiful metro station I have seen on this video and also my previous video that went, I would not say viral, but over 6,000 views. So that's more than I have thought.
A baby's strong foot promises health, and a signal flag helps wishes come true.
Wow. Thank you for the amazing recommendation. I mean, this was a different video from the previous video that we have seen. Very beautiful. I think that's the end. Yes, that is the end. The metro that has really like a completely like focused still reminds me I had is the video that I have uploaded before with that, not before, my previous video with that beautiful LED screen, OLED screen on the rooftop that was curved. That was so unique. But this was different but also very beautiful. Let me know what is your favorite metro and also which metro are you using daily. Let me know that in the comments below. We see it's 23 minutes. For the rest, I was really fascinated of the beauty of this metro. I mean, the world can learn something of this beauty. For the rest, a very beautiful recommendation. I have really enjoyed it. For the rest, let me know which metro are you using. And this was my reaction. Let me know what you think, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye, much love, stay safe.